Okay, I thought I'd do a bit of a update on the Land Cruiser. The last time I did a bit of a video on that, what we'd done is we had changed the injectors. So we've changed them again. So I'm going to try and insert some footage of a problem I had with the idle stumble. So this is another pump. This is a rebuilt pump, a 1HD FTE off a 79 series. And how this relates to the story is that I thought I had some problems with some sensors and the control valve and all this sort of stuff. So I bought this. This is a second-hand unit, and replaced the sensors and bits and pieces on the existing pump that I had on the vehicle, and it made no difference whatsoever. What's happened since then is this pump's actually been rebuilt. So Walt rebuilt this one, he pulled it apart and he said there's nothing wrong with it, it's all tickety-boo, there's very little wear, it's fine. So long story short, what happened was, and I will see if I can put some, as I said before, try and put some video in of the vehicle. It had a Lopi idle. It was hazing a bit. I had a few problems with it. So can you see that? There's a bit of hazing. Keep the camera still. Problems with it. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll go to Toyota and see if they're still making injectors for these. Because if you remember last time we put rebuilt injectors in it. I thought, well, maybe that's something wrong with one of those injectors. So I replaced. So anyway, long story short, ordered new injectors. They came in, had to wait for a week or so. They came in, and then I was coming back from work, towing, I think it was a quad bike or some bloody thing back on a trailer, and noticed diesel underneath the vehicle, and the existing pump, which was a remanufactured. How much diesel she's leaked overnight. And if we can see that under there. Yeah, it's definitely diesel, there's no doubt about that. The existing pump, which was a remanufactured pump 85,000 kilometres ago, or 80 to 85,000 kilometres ago, was leaking out of here. And when I checked that, these were all loose. So I thought, what sort of Mickey Mouse setup is this? So I went to Toyota. Do they still make a pump for these? Which they do. So I ordered a brand new pump, brand new set of injectors, new pipes, hoses, the whole lot. Got them to fit it, which I'll show you. Well, it just looks like the other pump, to be honest. And all the problems are solved. If you can see, you probably can't see too much down there. But that's a brand new OEM Toyota pump. New pipes, because these pipes had wear on them, and brand new injectors, just, yeah, the whole lot. It ain't cheap, that's for sure. However, the options are you get rid of the vehicle, get another vehicle. I didn't want to do that. It's still got plenty of life left in the old girl. Now, whilst the injectors were out, I got the engine compression tested, which I will put the readings of the compression testing over the screen somewhere, which said to me that it's really still in very good fine fettle, the engine. And took it home, started up, it's just running really, really good. Apart from, there was a small problem, which I had to take it back. That problem was my dipstick. So I did a couple of 100 Ks on it, checked the oil. Geez, the oil is in, it had like a couple of litres of more oil in it than I'd put in it, if you know what I mean. Which said to me, the bloody thing's making oil. Well, they don't make oil. What happens is they make diesel. So it was getting diesel somewhere. And luckily I was onto it. What happens is you've got that pipe there. That's a spill rail pipe. that pipe, if I can kind of show you, that pipe in there, that goes over the top of the injectors. I'll just zoom back a bit. So it goes over the top, bolts on the top of the injectors, and comes out of the top of the head and goes back to the fuel tank. It's something to do with excess diesel or whatever. Now, if you don't get that right, if you don't bolt that down properly, or you've got to be very careful, what it will do is it will be leaking out of those pipes, leak under the rocker cover, down into the sump, and that's what happened. So to determine that, I got my vacuum gauge out and took the rubber hose, there's a rubber hose down there, took that off, put the vacuum gauge on it, and it wouldn't hold vacuum. So that told me straight away what the problem was. So I took it back to Toyota. I gave them the gauge and the fitting, which they used, and sure enough, the guy said that the new washers that they'd put in there, they weren't biting down on the new injectors, so they got rid of the, you know, the OEM funny shaped washers, and they put copper washers in there, and voila, it's all good. I've just come back from towing that big trailer and that off-road buggy on it down the central north. I did about a 850 kilometre return trip, and like thinking, oh my god, am I still making oil? And I don't even know if you can see the oil on there. It's that bloody clean, but it ain't. Yeah, anyway, yeah, it is. It's right. You can't even, the camera doesn't even pick it up, but it's right on the full mark. So yeah, chuffed about that. And it's the engine's not wobbling. I'll give it a quick start. What has he done with the keys? Crikey. Here we go. It's very smooth now, so. So it's, you know, I couldn't get it to do that before. I mean, it's even. It's pretty much how it should be, you know. So and the other thing is, it's not hazing. It was hazing before, like we're getting hazing out of the exhaust pipe. It's as smooth as a whistle now, which so Walt stripped that pump down and a few other bits and pieces, and I think it was a timing issue the whole time. So yeah, anyway. Oh, fuel economy. I did an empty run. I dropped the trailer off, and then I did what was it? It was only a 300 kilometre run, empty, open road, up and down hills and what have you, and it returned, it was just under 11, about 10.8 per 100, which is, yeah, really good for this. So I'll keep an eye on that and just see if that's a true reading or a one-off. Towing, well, the last bit I just did coming around the western side of the mountain, that was at 18, but that's headwinds and it was bloody brutal. But yeah, the trip down I was around 15.7, which is once again really good. So obviously the setup is running how it should be. But that's about it, really. If I think of anything else, I'll update you. But I guess the moral of the story is, when they get this high in kilometres, if you change your injectors, maybe look at your pump. You know, was it the pump the whole time? I mean, I had a remanufactured pump, and I think it was not very good at all. And as soon as I put rebuilt injectors at the factory specs, the pump couldn't handle it, and then we had all sorts of problems. But no, that's about it. Enough of my blathering. I'll catch you later.